Okay, get ready for this one. Boarding has begun for Odd Man Out, a new immersive theater experience taking place in complete darkness while the audience hears, smells, tastes, and even feels the story of Alberto, a blind jazz musician traveling home from New York to Buenos Aires after decades of self-exile.
Imagine a theater where you can't see anything at all. A completely dark space where stories are told through immersive sound, aromas, and other non-visual effects.
I like the sound of this. The new show now playing at the Sheen Center, and here to explain more about this unique theater experience is director Carlos Armesto, actors Pablo Drutman and Mauricio Marte. So great to have all three of you here.
So stoked to be here.
Thank you so much. Let's talk about this, because it's not just a play, it's an immersive experience, an interactive experience. Explain how the audience kind of gets involved from the moment they step foot inside.
Sure. So people enter the theater building, and the moment they enter the theater building, they get they're checked in with a boarding pass, and they walk down a staircase, and then we get to a lounge, an airline lounge, where you can have a drink at the bar, relax before you go to be boarded, and then they're prepped for a flight. There's a flight safety video as to how we're going to get you in and what you're going to be experiencing, and then you walk into, you're led in by our incredible crew, and you go into a pitch black airline. You sit down into the aircraft and you're seated and you take a flight from New York to Argentina.
Holy cow. So it's pitch black. Do we wear eye masks, or you're just, okay, so we don't have to do that?
No.
So how is it working though? Are the actors moving through the audience for this experience?
Yeah, pretty much. You have the both the stage and pretty much the seating being in the same space. And so we've been trained meticulously in the dark. Like, I mean, we originally we almost had like 5 hours a day for weeks, just being aware with our spatial awareness of what's going on, and then also just, you know, kind of choreographing what we're doing. But of course, there's always little hiccups of where something might be out of place, and it's those type of things that the training was for.
But you say smell and taste. How does that happen?
Well, that's the magic.
That is the magic.
So the smell happens in two ways. I mean, we have a company called Firmenich that actually provides some of the smells that we can create for everyone. We also have organic smells that are created. That if you smell something, it might be like a real thing of that thing, like a soup smell.
So someone's cooking.
Yep, that's something like that, exactly. And you actually are transported. What's exciting about the smell element of it and the taste element is that those two senses are so primal that they activate memories, and they make you start thinking about what it's like to be in this person's shoes that you're
I guess the question is, how does the being in the dark, how does that further the story?
Sure. Well, I mean, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, the story is about Alberto, who's a blind musician, and the flight goes from New York to Buenos Aires, and he tells his story going back since he was a little kid, and he was born blind. So basically, it's the way he became a famous musician.
Right.
Oh, and so we're kind of experiencing it as he would experience.
Exactly.
So are they doing anything on the stage? Because if you're in the dark, you can't see what's actually happening. So what are the actors doing?
So, I mean, without giving away anything, we're doing a lot of stuff. Yeah. You know? And it's one of the things that we're like, as an audience member, you're experiencing something that you've never experienced.
Right.
As a performer, you're performing in a way that you've never performed.
Yeah.
You know, there's some actions and some things that you're doing that is against any realistic, you know, like instinctively, I shouldn't be doing this, but that's what I have to do to make this scene happen, because we're going from the past to the present, and because it's the stage is where the audience sits. It's a 360 experience.
Oh, wow.
So you could have a moment existing here and then a moment over there, and just to be able to do that, we call ourselves ninjas in the dark at times, because you'll never know.
So who do you play? The two of you play in the production?
I play Alberto.
Oh, you're Alberto. Okay.
And I play several characters, but my most predominant ones are either his opposition or his friend. So.
But do you feel cheated because the audience can't see what you're doing? I guess the question is, like, I guess they have to be there to experience it. Do you know what I'm saying?
You come out and take a bow, and they're like, oh, which one were you?
Listen, as actors, we all want to be seen, so there is some ego and pride that has to get swallowed immediately when we realize, wait a minute, no one's going to... Look, when I got hired, I'm like, wait, no one's going to... The end's going to be in pitch blackness. Okay. No one's going to see me. No one's going to see me.
Right.
Okay. And so then at this point, we just all... expresses so well with our voices and so well with the way we actually create these sounds and these elements that I'm still surprised to this day when the lights come on to see tears, to hear laughing, to see how people get wrapped into both the dramatic and comedic elements. It's mind-blowing to know that people can still receive theater in this fashion without seeing.
I mean, so many things can go wrong when the lights are on, but when the lights are off, I mean, has anything really crazy happened because nobody can see anything? Anybody try to get up and use the bathroom? I mean, that must be a nightmare. Oh, so that's happened.
Oh, absolutely. And that's part of the training. We train ourselves so well in the dark that we spatially aware, you know, okay, this is what the space looks like. You turn off the lights right now, I'll refill your coffee. That's how good it's supposed to be when you've been doing this for a while. Now, we've had situations of where somebody wants to leave, or somebody doesn't find their chair, or they for some reason want to stand up because they need to stretch and they get lost. Like, we have to find this person. And we have to do it also systematically without, you know, interrupting the play.
What's the wildest thing that's happened?
Well, we've had someone. There've been two moments where someone was wanted to get out and didn't want to say, I want to get out, because we train everybody to be like, hey, just interrupt the show. That's okay. And they kept on doing this and doing this. And nobody could see that. And but we can see them outside of the flight.
Oh, okay.
So for safety reasons, we monitor everybody, and there's a heat sensing camera that sees everybody. So the moment the house manager says to me, this person's walking up and go like this, and I said, okay, it's okay. I'll go in. I walked in. Are you okay? I come out, and we take them out, and they're okay.
Wow.
So we've had that. It's a fun little time. It's a fun little time.
That sounds like something to experience for sure. Thanks, guys, for coming in and telling us about the show.
Thank you. I gotta go see this.
Yeah, you have to experience it. It's a new way to do it.
Yeah, really.